Welcome to the Thorn Athletic Podcast, Talk of the Toon, where we discuss all things Thorn. Today's guest is the one that everyone's been waiting for, and that's Paul Young. How you doing, Paul?
I'm not bad, Derek. Thanks for having me on. Fairly enjoyed the ones I've listened to so far.
No problem, mate. As I say, as soon as I mentioned you were on, Twitter was going daft, so everybody's looking forward to it. So no pressure, mate. No pressure.
Here we go.
So you've been at the Thorn since the very start, mate. How did you get involved with football, and how did you end up at the Thorn?
Well, getting involved with, I'm from a football family, obviously, with my granddad playing for Celtic, and I grew up with my two uncles, like just kicking the ball about with them, basically as soon as I could walk. That's kind of led me to when I was about 8-year-old, and obviously had to join an under-10s team because we don't have the pathways that we do these days. Like we didn't have fun fours or anything like that. I played under-10s when I was 8 on a 11-a-side park. My first club was Elderslie Wallace.
Right.
With a few of the Castle boys, like Tony McWilliams and that. He was like my best mate and that.
Aye.
So that's just ever since then. That's been it really. We moved on to East End after that, when Elderslie Wallace folded. So
was that a Paisley team, Paul?
That was it really.
Was East End from Paisley?
It was. They knew that Elderslie Wallace were on the verge of folding, but we had quite a good team, quite a lot of boys, Craig McGowan and Stephen Shearer and boys like that were all there, and they wanted us to join up with them. But I was only really there for a season because the ages changed from August to the year you were born, basically.
That's right.
So I always played with boys older than me, the year above me. So I had to find another team if I wanted to stay at my own kind of age group. I played with a couple of teams. Glenaffer being one, and Renfrew Vicks. I enjoyed my time at Renfrew Vicks probably the most out of the other teams.
Were they quite successful, Paul?
Tommy Graham and themselves, they always had a good name about them. But I had a couple of mates who were with me, Tommy Graham and Minnie, James McKnight, who's over in Australia now. We travelled and played together. So that it always helps when you've got a couple of your mates here. So that's basically my football. Take me up to the Thorn, to be honest.
There's a key theme there, Paul, and that's playing with your mates. Was that a big decision, and why you approached McGee, or why a few of you approached McGee to start the Thorn? Was that a big theme?
100%. Obviously, we all went to school together. We went to St Cuthbert, so we weren't like Johnston High. We didn't really have school football teams.
That's because you were rotten.
But we had... Listen, a Johnston High team would never have beat my year at school. Our year was... we had some really good players in it, and we just wanted to play together. And obviously, Mark touched upon it in his podcast about the Riley Snooker Club. We spent a lot of our kind of youth in there, especially in the Fridays. And Joe Smith was quite pally with Mark. We didn't know him so much at the time, but we were pals with Joe from school. So, and Mark was a kind of budding young journalist at the time, so we thought he'd be a good guy to maybe try and start a team for us. So
knowing McGee,
that was it.
Knowing McGee would be very cautious. I take it took a few weekends and a few pints to persuade him.
Well, no, I wouldn't say pints with Miggy. When we met Miggy, like I said, he was a sports journalist. He was a member of the Labour Party. He was teetotal. He had a full head of hair. I don't even think he knew what women were, to be honest. So
What have you done to him, Paul? What have you done to him?
I think McGee's. I don't know if his life's changed for the better since starting the team, to be honest. But he was cautious, to be honest. Obviously, he spoke about having to go in front of league meetings and basically being belittled at times. People are just telling him that it would never work, but he had good people round about him, people that helped it to start with. Martin Love, Jim McKnight, guys like that were really good. People in the community kind of helped us with donations or strips or a wee bit of sponsorship, so that kind of helped us on our way.
Do you think that the fact that people wrote you off kind of drove you on as a group, to prove people wrong and go and be successful?
Definitely. I think most people are like that. And obviously we've grown to know Mark now and the way he is, and he doesn't let anything lie. He has to succeed in every single little thing that he does, which is obviously a good thing. So and the boys were determined. We just wanted to play together, and a lot of it was a social aspect, to be honest. It was tough at times, but we get through it together. And the Thorn.
Yes. So McGee told us at the start of the first podcast that it was a bit of a struggle at the start. What's your early memories, Paul? Anything that sticks out, and what was the turning point when you knew that you had a successful team?
Well, I think our very first game was against Glennefer, who were obviously well established, and we actually managed to beat them, which I always remember, 2-1 at the airport park.
Oh, yeah.
And that probably led us into a wee bit of a false sense of security, to be honest, because the season after that was a real slog. We took some heavy beatings, and we were at each other's throats. A lot of in-house fightings, shall we say, but that's just because we wanted to succeed and we wanted to win. And I think probably the biggest achievement was getting through that tough period and seeing out the season. I think that's what probably really set us on our way.
Yeah, well, that's it. We've seen teams start to lose round about us and they fold automatically. And that's obviously the opposite of what Thorn are about. It's about making boys better and camaraderie and getting people through tough times. And, I can see that right throughout the club. So that obviously started way back then. McGee mentioned a couple of cup wins. Do you remember much about them at the start, Paul?
Yeah. Well, like I said, we get through that tough season. Then the next season, we were really starting to come together, I felt, in the build up to that. But I didn't expect us to maybe win cups as soon. But with guys like I say, it was a group of pals. Kevin McGoldrick, Stuart Robertson came in. They really helped the boys that were already there. Davey Elliott, Beggsy, and guys like that. So we had a good core. So once we started to get the later stages of the cup, I think there was just such a belief that we could go on and do it. And we beat, it was Lennox in one final and Clarkston and the other, who were two well-established teams for obviously well-off areas as well. Yeah. Whereas we were obviously quite unfashionable and just trying to find our feet. So They were great. I can remember them well. They were great memories. A lot of the boys were too young to actually get into the pubs to celebrate it properly. But
don't worry, we'll get to that, mate. Don't worry.
They were. But they were really good times.
Aye, your earliest memories are your best ones in football for me. We still talk about over a pint about the trophies we won and all that. It's like trying to recapture when you were a bit skinnier and a bit faster, and you tend to remember these memories a bit more fondly. So the youth, obviously, you went through the youth and done well, and then you got to the 21s league and started to have a bit more success, obviously culminating in your West of Scotland win. Can you tell us a bit about that season, Paul, and how it went, and what were the highlights of that season?
Yeah, well, obviously with the under 21 set up, there was a lot more teams back then than what there is now at that level. So we had to start off in the lower leagues, but we were successful going through them. Going through the leagues, we won the leagues going right up. We didn't actually manage to play in the Premier League because our time at under 21s came to an end. But we had that season where we won everything bar the Scottish Cup. That was probably my best season in football. I always say to everybody, under 21s football's like, stay your age, play your age group. I know it's a wee bit different now with the changes, but what a year that was. That was superb.
Yeah, because as you say, you're with your friends. It's actual proper, almost men's football now. You can go to the pubs and celebrate your wins. I'd imagine it was a great couple of years, winning trophies with your mates. Who did you play in the final, Paul? How did you play? Did you score or did you not? Or how did the game go?
Obviously, we beat St Peters in the final. St Peters were obviously a top side. I think they lost the Scottish Cup final that year as well. They had some really top players. I'll always remember it was up at Vale of Clyde's ground, and both buses arrived at the same time. And our bus was like a typical Johnston bus. The players got off first, and we went in, and then like all the fans fell off it with a carrot. And St Peters, it's as if they looked down on us a wee bit, and it's as if they were. Martin McInnes was actually with him, who's with us now. He said himself, he says it was as if we were walking in with the champagne already. The game itself, they had some really top players, and a lot of them were like probably on paper it was definitely a better team than maybe what we had, but we had that fight and that determination and just that wee bit extra on the day. Murphy and McGowan obviously played up front. They ran their defence ragged. They terrorised, and it was good players. It was like Gav Cahoon and Gordon Lennon, like Guido, the boy that kind of passed away tragically, and the big guy Abu, who was some player as well. But I remember playing well in the day. I think I got man of the match in that game. I'm not quite sure how. I think Winnie must have been chatting up the committee that decided. But no, it was we had a big crowd up there, and we were just really right up for it. I didn't think at any time we were going to lose it. I can't actually remember who scored, or if I did score. That's terrible, isn't it?
That's all right, mate. I'll have Jason on you, so he'll remember all these details, don't worry. So see, you said that St Peters almost felt as if they'd won the cup when they got off the bus. Did that give you an extra 10% where you can round the changing room telling people that and trying to, I know you're very vocal in the changing room, were you round the boys telling them we need to win this year, let's find it for somewhere?
Yeah, that was kind of like I remember like Jim Allen was up and he was helping us out, and Jim was always drilling it into me, saying, "Look at them, they think they've won this." And my job was just to, not just me, but like I say, that was a top team. Murphy and McGlone terrorised them, and they were always up for the fight. And you had Kevin McGoldrick at the back, who didn't get involved in it, and he just done his job. I think Mark spoke about him.
Yeah,
he was like a big gentle giant, but what a player. He had that organised, and there was like myself and Stuart Robertson and that in the middle of the park. I just felt as if we were never going to lose that day. It was a great day.
Great feeling, and especially must have been one of the last things in 21s as well. So to get that major trophy over the line must have been a great feeling. And what was the night out like after it? Where did you go? What did you get up to?
I think I can remember getting the bus back to the Thorn, and it been really busy, and like one's been outside and that, and everybody just greeting us, and I just remember there been plenty of drink. I couldn't tell you anything else about the night out, to be honest.
You're not going to get
I'm saying night out, it probably lasted. It lasted about a week.
See, you're playing with the Thorn, Paul.
So,
see, you're playing with the Thorn in these big games, Paul. Do you think the support's a benefit to you? I mean, I was at the cup final last year, and there was 2 full buses there. Does that really make you proud when you run out and you see a big crowd from Johnson behind you?
That definitely helps. I think anybody that plays football would like that back, and I'll tell you that. And a lot of it just starts off with like your pals that maybe on the anti-football coming to watch you, and then gradually it's just growing and growing. And I think for an amateur side, we're really quite well supported. We have been like throughout the years, and I think a lot of the people know it's always a great night out as well. So I think that's a big plus for them.
You see, people think I came to, make my career better and build a wee youth pathway and that, but it wasn't. It's because I wanted to get involved in these nights out. And I'll openly tell people that.
If only you would just go for a night, Derek.
Aye, shush. My father listens to this, we'll move on. I don't mind calling you over the calls, mate, but not me. So that brings up nicely to your sort of adult, amateur, junior career, if you like. You went to Largs after the Thorn, is that correct? Who took you down there? Was it Big Archie? Tell us a bit about your time down there, Paul.
So after that season at 21s, I actually still had a year left.
Right.
But half of the team were moving on as they were too old. So Archie Halley was a joint manager with Stevie Quigg down at Largs.
Right.
So he, Murphy and McGlone and Tony and guys like that, it all went down to Largs. As usual, I didn't want to leave the Thorn. So I stayed at 21s for that season, but it was a wee bit of a struggle, to be honest. But then, once my 21s finished, Hugh McChrystal actually had got us a week's trial, myself and the 2 Robertsons at Partick Thistle.
Right.
So we went up to that, like, pre-season. I just ran up and down hills for a full week, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I don't think I kicked a ball once. They then asked us if we could take another week off work to go. They always go to a Highland tour
Right.
to start a pre-season. So, but obviously, I was only an apprentice at that time. I would have probably lost my job if I asked for another week. So that set me in good stead. So my fitness was really good, and I ended up going down to Largs with Archie and the half of the Thorn boys. We had a relatively successful season. We were it would have been like the Super First at the time. We just missed out on promotion, had a good Scottish run, and we beat Arvimeda in one of the Ayrshire Cup finals. So
brilliant.
it was a really good year. I enjoyed it. It was really good.
I remember going up to the Keene Park and watching you beat Borough 2-0, and it was I think it was 2-0 anyway. I think Archie Halley gets sent off as well, and Brian Robertson get 2 bookings, which won't surprise anyone that knows Brian that's listening. But what was amazing for me was that Largs was like a Johnston team, and Johnston Borough had no Johnston players within it, and they really missed a trick. You honestly think that if Johnston Borough got that right back then when you were leaving 21s, there would be a Thorn Athletic today?
No, I don't think there would be a Thorn if the Borough got it right back then. So before I went to Largs, I'd always played the Hurlford tournament each year with Johnston Borough, like since I was about 17, 18. So Geordie Walker had said to us about like getting out to sign, and I said to him once we'd won everything at 21s to take us all up and make it a proper Johnston team. I said, but the one thing you need to do is get Mark McGee involved. Obviously, I don't need to bum Mark up too much. Everybody knows what he's done. But if he was a figurehead up there on their committee, see their plans for like even just trying to move down to McMasters and things like that, they would have been in a much bigger and better position. Because not only would they have had a core of Johnston boys that were young and coming through, like I say, you could have added in the local ones who we were all pally with anyway, like JD, Wally Armor, guys like that. So they would have had a good crowd every week and probably made a wee bit of money. So it was disappointing at the time, but like you say, there wouldn't be a Thorn now.
Well, everything
if
happens.
That was to happen. So
everything happens for a reason, mate. But I honestly think that Johnston Borough would be at another level if we had McGee up there 15 years ago or however long it was. And you know, they've not been a Johnston team since then. You know, and they've really struggled for crowds. And you know, they seem to have picked back up last season, and obviously they've got the new West of Scotland set up. But in terms of competing with us kind of off the park, it's like night and day. And you know, but again, it's not for us to feel sorry for them. It's for us to push on and make sure we continue to be the best in Johnston. That's a definite.
Yeah, 100%.
So Archie Halley was your manager at Largs. I've not managed to talk to anybody about Archie. I've seen his training sessions. He's took me a couple of times when I was younger coming through at the Borough, believe it or not. And you know, and I just remember being nearly sick, stroke agony after most sessions. So give us a bit about Archie Halley's methods in training, Paul. What would it like? And if he can get you fit, then he can get anyone fit, I guess.
No, Archie was a great motivator. It's kind of man management. The belief that he installed in you was really good. With regards to training, he actually wasn't the worst at large. Quiggy was an absolute monster. Like,
my God,
with training. Like I say, I was lucky that I had a week's pre-season under me. I felt as if all we did was run, but listen, we reaped the rewards. We went on and had a really good season because like lads weren't as prominent back then as like what they are now. So, but the training was tough, and like you had to. It didn't matter what you were doing. It was just win. It was really competitive, like training as well. It was quite a few injuries with the boys getting tore into each other and things like that. But it was good for us because we then took that into the Saturday. And like I say, our fitness was through the roof at the time.
Nice.
It was really good.
It's key, isn't it, fitness, Paul? And I'm trying to get that into our boys at the Thorn, and they can all play, but see finding that extra 20-30% of your fitness in the last 5 minutes of games, it makes a difference, especially at the top level when you're trying to win cups. And some people don't like it. I know I didn't. I know you probably don't, but it definitely helps to be successful. There's no doubt about it.
definitely.
So you left Largs and went back to the Thorn, and McGee cheesily said you were getting the band back together. How did that feel? Were you happy? And success came pretty quickly to you. I think it was a good move for you then at that time.
Yeah, well, all the boys just wanted to be back playing together. Like, I think you'll hear a lot of people say football's best when you're enjoying it, but see if you're enjoying it and you've got a core of mates involved with you as well, there's no better feeling.
No.
So we all just kind of get back together. I'll not be quite as cheesy as what Mark was about it, but once there was a wee bit there was a change I noticed with the Thorn getting back together, because up until then we'd always been this unfashionable team. Like I say, maybe didn't come from much, didn't have too much, but once we get back together, a lot of boys, especially locally and from even outskirts areas round about us, were interested in the Thorn and wanted to come and play with the Thorn. Mm-hmm. Whereas before that, nobody was really interested. So that helped.
Good. What was your main highlight then coming to the first early years before we got to the West Final, etc.? And when you're in the west of Scotland, was there any highlights, any big games that you can think of, Paul, that you can remember?
Well, I think we started back in the West of Scotland League at the time.
Yeah.
Obviously successful, went through the leagues there, won the third and the second, won a couple of cups. Standard probably wasn't great in that league, we didn't feel, so I think that quickly took us to the SAFL. Mm-hmm. We same pattern. We kind of were successful through the leagues. Managed to get ourselves into the top division. We'd won the Jimmy Marshall a couple of times. Yeah. They actually done us out a league with the carry on. That's the main reason we left.
Well, I was going to ask.
Basically, handed St Joe's a title.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So.
They handed.
Yeah. What I mean, that the reason, obviously, the next progression is the Caledonia League. I mean, it blows the Scottish Amateur out the water. We know that, and it's been the best move for the club. But it ended on a sour note, and obviously, he's won the league. He's got the most points and didn't win. Didn't be handed the trophy. Can you tell us a bit what happened and how did it feel? Did it leave a better taste for you?
Yeah, well, I always remember we had. So we've always been quite good at getting our games on and not really having a backlog of games towards the end of the season. That's obviously down to Mark and his organisation and being on the ball. But so I remember we were playing St Joe's away, mm-hmm. and basically they knew it was must win for them. It was over there, and like St Joe's, they've always had good teams. They're a decent side. Quite cocky, to be honest, but we went over there and it's fair to say they get put in their place. We beat them 3-1 and they were dejected after it. They knew the league was done. I think they still had to win something ridiculous like the last 8 games to even have a chance.
Yeah.
Of catching us, but for whatever reason, the league seemed to, I think they didn't fulfil their fixtures, but still managed to be awarded points. And they were awarded the league, so it was sour note, definitely.
They tried to move a fixture to a night that Finn Art couldn't make, if you remember correctly, without much notice, and Finn Art couldn't field a team. Because I think it's Wednesday fixtures, and St Joseph's tried to move it to a Tuesday because they knew Finn Art was struggling, and then they got awarded the points. What really upped with me now, I was just at the Thorn at a sort of low level at this point. I came and helped the amateurs the next year, but I remember St Joe's won on a midweek. There was no meeting being held, there's nothing being agreed, and they were celebrating with as if they'd won the trophy. And I remember the group chats and that going that night. And I remember everyone just being so annoyed. They knew they'd won it before it even went to the committee. And it was my lowest moment in football for you guys, because you had worked so hard and you've got the most points, and they'd be taking it away and handed it in some backward room in some committee meeting was just absolutely terrible. But what I would say is that has made us kick on. St Joseph's are nowhere now. They're still in the Scottish Amateur. I know they're moving to Caledonian. You can't mention Thorn and St Joseph's in the same breath anymore. And I'm hoping that you get that and get them in a cup this season and go and prove me right on that, because, as I say, we've now got this massive community club and they will only ever have that one team. And it might sound a wee bit sour grapes, but honestly, that day helped us kick on. Do you not agree with
that? Yeah, I would definitely. That gave us a lot of extra motivation to kick on. We knew we were leaving the league after that. The SAFL was actually a decent league to start with when we went there, but we quickly found out that it was all about who you know and who's looking out for you. And like I say, I remember it as well. See if they St Joe's were wanting to celebrate winning a league that way, that says more about them than what it does about us. If we celebrate leagues by winning them properly on the park and then having great nights at not getting told off somebody for our league committee that you're going to be awarded points and you don't need to play a game.
Well, someone for your league committee is also your president of your own club, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's maybe another story. But also, what I would say is they also were very vocal on Twitter that they didn't get handed the league this year as well. So karma and all that, Paul. You know what I mean?
I noticed that definitely is a wee bit of karma, and obviously they took the same path as us and they're coming into the Cali League, so I'm pretty sure we'll renew our rivalry at one point, hopefully.
I'm hoping the Cali have got the old cold ball, warm balls out when it comes to the League Cup draw, because I would be dying to go down to McMaster's and see his play St Joe's as the first game back. That's definitely a dream of mine. So we've kind of skipped on a wee bit, but obviously we moved to the Caledonian League and we got promotion right at the very start. How have you found the Caledonian Premier League, Paul, in terms of standard, and how proud of you were to win it last season?
The Cali's the league as a whole, it's really well run. I've been really impressed with it. Maybe know some of the referees, mind you, but
David Gallagher, you mean?
Nearly. No, it's really well run. I think most people always talk about the Central being the top league, and I would agree the Central's always had probably the top teams, but I would say it's only the top half of the Central. The teams like Wincovo and Bannockburn and Hairstains and that were at St Pat's, but other than that, I don't really see much more in the Central, whereas I think the Cali's stronger as a whole. And like I say, I've been quite impressed with the standard of the teams that we've come up against, and I think it's certainly some of the parts that we play on are crackers. That's a big positive. There's good setups in it. So, and like I say, it helps when you're doing well, you've been successful, obviously, which we've been lucky to do. So we have.
Well, I mentioned Jide before he's won the league, but Jide got he's promoted and put a lot of spade work in, and Johnny managed to get the league title last season and a cup. What was different last season? What was these things are minor details, Paul, as we know. What was the difference between maybe Jide's team falling short and Johnny's team winning the league last season? What was the main differences?
Like Jide was brilliant for us. We were when Jide took over, getting back a couple of years, we were kind of in a transition stage where we had the same group of boys for so long, and we had to freshen it up a wee bit. we were quite lucky that Ashvale and Linwood folded, and we picked up a few from then. But JD was brilliant with the boys, the camaraderie and attracting players, getting the players actual down. So he set the foundation there. Johnny came in, and obviously when JD had to step down, and Johnny was excellent. I think maybe Johnny thought more about the tactical side of the game, and maybe try to play different ways against different teams. Maybe I would say that's maybe been the main difference that probably helped us go over the line and end up to win the Premier. Just treating each game differently, and because we used to, a lot of the time we were like, no, it's all right. With Thorn, we just attack, but teams could pick us off sometimes and maybe sussed out how we played. So with us then changing it up a wee bit, I certainly think that helped.
So obviously you've got Dumbarton, Giffnock, etc. It's good teams. Sometimes you need to have a plan. No, not sometimes. All the time you need to have a plan, because these teams are decent, and Dumbarton sit in and they hit you in the counter-attack and they're very good at it. You just need to be able to combat that, and I'd agree with you watching the teams. I loved watching JD's teams. It was like, we're going to go win 5-4 and we don't care, and it was brilliant sometimes, the good old Johnston Jimmy Calderwood. But it was oh sorry, should I say, where's he from nowadays? Is it Brookfield's Jimmy Calderwood?
It says it's Brookfield, but I'm pretty sure it's Linwood.
It's 100% lower Linwood, mate, definitely. But what I mean with that is, it was brilliant to watch, but you always felt as if there was you could lose a goal even in the last minute and stuff like that. So Johnny has come in and maybe changed that, and that's what wins you leagues. And people say your attack wins you games and defence wins you cups, and I definitely see that with the Thorn now, with Martin McInnes and Pato coming in and really shoring he's up. It's good to watch.
Yeah, I totally agree.
What about yourself, Paul? Now, next season and last season, you've kind of took a more player-coach role. I wouldn't say you've got the full big jacket yet, but you're certainly on your way. How does that feel? How's the transition been, and are you enjoying
it? Listen, I just love being involved with football, to be honest. In an ideal world, if I could turn back the time and be 3 stone lighter and fitter, I would ideally like to play as much as I can, but obviously age gets the better of you, so I obviously want to stay involved. So I've been helping with the coaching side of things. Johnny asked me to be the kind of assistant manager in that, but I'm enjoying it. It keeps me involved, and like I say, I just love the football, and everybody knows I love like the Thorn and stuff like that. So it's good. I always still sign as a player just in case, but I've got too many good young players in there, I'm afraid. So I very rarely get a run it. So I've reverted to 35 football now.
Yeah, that's it. And it's just as important as a role that you're doing now, Paul, because you've been there and done it, and you can help these guys that are coming through, and especially in big games when you need to try and find something for somewhere. I'm sure you'll be able to help these guys get to that point, and a wee word in their ear and a wee encouragement shout. So this job's just as important as it is playing, and I'm sure Johnny's thankful for the job you do there. Because again, it's a changing era, and dressing rooms are quieter now, and we need people like yourself and Jason and Johnny to assert as well to make sure these dressing rooms remain vocal and everyone remains positive. Because as I say, it's a total changing generation now, and guys like ourselves are dying out, unfortunately. So it's good to see that we're still involved. So, Paul, that's the boring questions out the way now. So basically, I'm moving on. I want to move on to the nights out now, because basically when I put this on Twitter, people were wanting to know about the nights out. Now, you've never missed one. You've maybe missed games for suspension. You've maybe missed moved away to Largs for a year or so, but you've never missed a Thorn Athletic night out. So what's your best? We'll go for 2 best nights out, Paul. What's your 2 best nights out you've had with the Thorn boys? Very hard to whittle down.
There's been that many. Aye, there's been that many, to be honest. Like, see any bus trip, I like, obviously we've got good rivalries with Oban and being up there. Some of the bus trips, I think Mark touched upon it, getting up to Oban have been tremendous. I mind it was Halloween one year and we arrived up there to play them in a game, and half all the supporters were all dressed up. We actually went out and beat them, and then when we went back to their pub, like, all the players were all dressed up, so I think they were just kind of looking at us as if, but great times with any bus trips.
Yep.
We actually won the league at Campbelltown as well. We actually went up there, we needed a point to win the league, but Campbelltown needed a point to survive. Archie Halley was the manager at the time, and so we were saying it was a lovely day up there. We were saying, listen, we'll not play the game, we'll just say we drew nothing each, and we'll just get on it early doors. But Archie wasn't for having it. He told us that we better get it and we better win, but which we managed to do. But I remember coming back that night, and Henders was obviously trying to lift his bag off the bus, and as he went down, his full body weight just took him down. He just headed the pavement.
Was the pavement all right?
We were all that drunk we couldn't get him up either. Oh no, I don't think it's. Which is there's a big crater in it. So, but even like, they've always been good nights. Tarbert away with the bus. I remember, I don't know if you'll remember Goody that played with us.
Yeah.
We went up there and we played, and there was like, see like an old Hovis bike, sitting outside the shops up there, and we were on the bus getting ready we just stopped at the carrot shop and we were getting ready to go, and we're like, where's Goody? And you just see him flying down the hill in this Hovis bike. Yeah, older couple shouting at him, but there's been, honestly, I couldn't really talk about the nights because it'd get too many people into trouble, I think, but there's just been far too many as well.
As soon as this goes out on Monday, there'll be bags getting packed with wives across the west of Scotland. Totally get that, mate. I'd probably be the same.
The Christmas nights are always good. There's been plenty of trips away. Like, we were at Liverpool last year celebrating winning the double. We've been to Whitley Bay and things like that when it was more prominent throughout the years. And there's been loads, honestly. That's how most boys that come at the Thorn, they all kind of buy into it as well, which is good. I mean, you've got like guys like Craw and Jory and that, they're faking and like paying a leeway, and like they're throwing Johnston all the time at nights out, whether it's watching football or just it's great camaraderie.
It's 5 in the morning. Craws and Johnson, because all video calls start going, and God knows what who's for it. So that brings one to the next bit. Is what's your best changing room story?
One that springs to mind is like I mentioned earlier on, that we started to sign boys for out with areas and that, and like we've had a couple of boys for Greenock, like Big Smitty was a top striker.
Oh, yeah.
Top lad as well. But Jimmy Jimison, I think he still talks to most of the boys on social media, still in touch. He was just your typical Greenock boy. It's just the way he speaks and things like that. So every week Jimmy he would just get into, he knew that I always had the team shiver gel and stuff like that, so I would take my time getting ready, and he was always quite quick, so he would just grab my shiver gel and just take it in, and he would be in the showers for ages. I don't know if you get into detail about that, there's a reason for that. But so I think it might have been a Campbelltown away game. I took 2 shower gels with me, but one of them I put sour cream, mayonnaise, vinegar, just some concoction together, and I sat it because where Jimmy always goes into my bag, and I had my other one. So we just won a game. We were in the showers. We were quite jubilant, looking forward to a few beers and that. Mm-hmm. I'd told all the boys about it, and Jimmy was just showering away. He didn't even notice. He'd used it all, washed his hair with it, done the full lot. He didn't notice. We told him on the bus on the way back. And
the water probably
he was some boy, he was Jimmy. So
the water probably.
Aye, there's plenty of other changing room stories. Like I say, this is kind of like a family podcast, so I can't get into Liam McWilliams is good fun in a changing room.
Sure is.
But I can't really go into much detail about that.
I think just you saying they two names, mate, I think people get flashbacks, so that's probably enough for boys to start thinking about it. So changing rooms are obviously great places, mate, and where friendships are made, and as you said, that Crawlin, etc. have really bought into it, and it's good to see. We're trying to instill that in the youth teams as well, getting the tunes on, having a laugh, and it really is the best days of your life, and try to get that across the boys at 12 and 13 and going through and making friendships for life. As I say, most of my friends now are through football, and it's great. It's the best thing, and that's why it's key that we keep doing what we're doing. So next question, Paul, is your biggest achievement, or your proudest moment with Thorn Athletic?
Yeah, I think just being here the full time's probably up there, and just being a part of it. And like we said, I'm not really playing as much now, but I'm involved in the management setup. I obviously helped you get the tiny kickers off the ground. Just being a part of it's been great. But football-wise, obviously the 2 West finals that season at 21s, just we've won a lot of cups. Just the friendships that you get through it as well. It's really good. I've been lucky. I've been very successful, and that helps. But there's guys that have drove this, and it's been like Mark McGee and Jay McChrystals and Jim Allen especially. Special mention to the guys. They've been absolutely superb. They appear at any fundraisers for us. They get a sponsorship. People like that, we wouldn't have been able to maintain what we've done. So special shout out to them.
Yeah, from us too, guys that were here before me, but you certainly still feel that they're about the club and everyone talks about them. You're going to have McGee greeting into a pint of Guinness on Monday night listening to this, by the way, just so you know. So, Beck, what's your... definitely.
What was that? Sorry, I missed it.
I went a bit funny there. I was just saying that McGee will be drinking into his pints, listening to this. These guys are what they do for the club, and every time a new team starts, there always seems to be a check appears, and Hugh McChrystal's name's either on it or he's arranged it. So it's great that we've still got that reach with these people.
Definitely.
So, Paul, what about your best 3 games then?
That's tough. The St Peter's final at 21s that we touched upon. That's up there. Also, the 21 season, we had big rivalries with Tower Hearts. We won the league up there. It could be quite intimidating when you got to Shettleston, and that's basically what they try to do with us. But we had a full touchline up there as well, and I remember beating them. We beat them 3-1 up there on the Thursday night to win the league. I managed to score a free kick and another goal that night. That would have been up there as well. although we lost in the West Final to Drum United, that was just a great achievement getting to it. We were actually dead on our feet squad-wise. They were an outstanding team. And we might not have beat them anyway if we had a couple of boys, but to get to the final and to give them such a good game. Nobody likes losing, obviously, but that would be up there. That would be up there for me as well.
Good stuff. And to our hearts, especially, I always feel like when teams come to McMaster's, there's maybe a goal down, but to be able to go up there and not be intimidated at these places certainly gives you the, because that's what they've got, these teams, and if you don't back down them, then you've got a chance of winning, definitely. So, your 3 favourite goals, Paul, that you've scored for the Thorn? I know you've scored. This is going to be hard for you, but best 3 goals.
Open away, free kick. I've been lucky enough to score many free kicks, but this was postage stamp, and I think the game was 2 each at the time. That might have been the time we were all dressed up as well. Brilliant. So City scored that goal late on in the game, and then turned in to see Malky and Kevin McGuigan were dressed as Scousers, dancing about on the park, running on, a full touchdowns, celebrating. That would definitely be up there. Obviously, I mentioned the rivalry as well, which was good. We played Drum Amateurs away in the Scottish Cup. I think it was the Scottish Cup. I managed to score. We drew 2 each at the Hub, and we went up there. They thought they had the game won, but I managed to score a couple of free kicks up there as well, which was really good. We were in a transition. Then we had guys like John McCluster and boys like that who'd just signed for us then, so he got there and scored a couple of goals up there. They were probably my favourites as well.
Right.
So,
always, when you win, when you don't think you're not expected to win, they always seem that bit sweeter, don't they? Especially when against these big, they think they've got the game won. Especially getting a draw in Johnston, you're thinking, I'm probably thinking the game's done if I'm Drumchapel, But that testament to yourself and the changing room at that time to try and pull these boys through that maybe didn't have the experience. So, last question, Paul, and I love asking this question. I love getting asked it, and when we're sitting having a few beers, it always comes up, and it's always people. The same names come up when I speak to the guys with the Thorn about this, and it's the first 3 names in your team sheet. Now you're going away from home to play a St Joe's or an Oban or a Tower Hearts. Who's 3 guys that you have to have in your team to guarantee you a win? This is difficult, I get that, and you're probably going to
that's the toughest question, 100%. But I would need to try and break it down into positions.
We'll do that.
Mention a couple of names. I think I couldn't name 3. So obviously, between the McWilliamses, you've got them in goals. Tony and Liam, absolutely. Aye, but listen, if they were in goals at the same time, we would never have conceded. But obviously, I started off playing with Tony, and then Liam took over. But you would want them in your team. Defensively, so I mentioned Kevin McGoldrick.
Quickly on Tony, I can't let you mention him without mentioning the fact he looks like Pauline Clark. I just wanted to get that in there. Sorry, I couldn't miss
that. Defensively, just a few names that can I spring to mind. Just Kevin McGoldrick, I touched upon earlier on, and kind of more so recently, I would need to say like Mark McInnes, obviously, absolutely outstanding. Donny Morrison, when he was on form. Donny was one of the best centre-halves I've seen when his head was on it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Wouldn't he lose a high ball, but he was excellent on the ground as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've had other guys, but like Big Gaz Wilson was outstanding.
Yeah.
If I was to move into midfield, the first name, I always say this to everybody, Stuart Robertson.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely outstanding, could play anywhere all over the park. Didn't get faced with or intimidated by anybody. Willie Armour, character-wise, great player. Just always the camaraderie, the nights out. He'd be right up there as well.
Yeah, some boy.
If you were to move up top, Murphy and McClone were absolutely outstanding when we were younger. Just scored for fun. There's been, I mentioned Smitty and Jimmy and that for Greenock. They were always good for us. Jidey was excellent for us as well. So I couldn't. It'd be too hard to try and pick guys out or pick a top three, to be honest.
That's very.
Hender's going to be raging. I've no mentioned him, to be honest, but
listen,
so I'll just give him a mention.
Jason is he'd been my top three. You know, he wasn't. He will admit this. He wasn't the best of players, but he never had. You know what I mean? And he was always up for it. So definitely, what I'm loving about what you're saying there, Paul, is 90% of them are Johnston boys, and I love that about the Thorn. You know, and people will. They give their all when it's your local team, and there's no denying it. And you know, apart from Smitty and Jimmy at the end there, 90% of them were Johnston boys. It's hard to intimidate boys that grew up in Howard Road and the like. So, as I say, we try to instill that right throughout the spine of the club, and hopefully it'll make us successful in the future. Now, Paul, that's me. I asked all my questions. Thank you so much for coming on, and you've been here for the start, and you're still helping out with the tiny kickers, and you're still helping out. It'd be easy for you to walk away and take your big jacket and go and watch your coupons on at the weekend. So the fact you're still standing at a side of a pitch in the pouring rain, it's testament to your dedication to the club. And McGee deserves all the plaudits he gets, but for me, you're just after that for sticking around and making the club what it is. So thanks for that.
Cheers, mate. I appreciate it. I've enjoyed it.
No, it's good, mate. I said we could probably talk for about 2 or 3 hours, and it won't be the last time you're on. I'm working on a few things, and we'll get you back on because I think there's more stories in you that we can coax out that maybe might need to go on over 18 ones. So keep that in mind. I'm thinking maybe you, Liam McWilliams, Jidey, and Willie maybe around a table with a couple of beers. Maybe that would be good. Well, thanks very much, and take care, and I'll catch up with you.
Hey, cheers, mate. Thanks.
Bye bye.
Cheers.